We are Leah and Talon. We resigned in 2021 from our jobs, packed up all our stuff, and moved our little family from Oregon to British Columbia, Canada. Join us as we start from scratch to grow a farm using permaculture and restorative agriculture techniques. Build a home from the ground up, all while caring for this beautiful land we call home.
Hi!
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's been a long time.
We're going to do this as like a quarterly update.
Yeah.
Or twice a year. We'll see.
It's just real busy. So it's, August 20th?
Yep.
And I have 2 weeks off of work, so we're trying to blitz a bunch of summer projects before it starts to get
snowy.
Yeah. So Talon's been working on putting in the fence. So we're doing like a perimeter fence just around kind of our house, garden, and shop. That will be like dog-proofed, basically. So that's kind of the goal right now.
Yeah, so keep our dogs in, keep deer out, and just have a perimeter area for our gardens. And fencing is long and slow, but it's happening. Just a few posts at a time because everything is heavy and challenging to get into this rocky ground. So it just takes time.
Yeah, and there's options to like hire someone to put fence posts in for us, but that costs money. And right now we're trying to work as little as we can so that we can be at home as much as we can. So I work 4 days a week at a vet clinic and I love it. That's what I did for 10 years. The past 10 years is crazy. It's been 10 years already. And I kind of did a foray into music, teaching music, and that was lovely. But I can't teach here. So now I'm back in the vet world and it is fantastic. It's stressful, but it's great. And it pays the bills. And so we're just trying to like kind of get out of that wheel of thinking like, we don't need as much. So trying to be happy with our accomplishments of like my paycheck pays for food, gas, our internet, and what else? Electric when we need it.
Car insurance.
Car insurance. Oh, that's a big one up here. Car insurance is expensive in Canada, by the way. And being okay with that we don't have extra, but we don't really need extra, right? We can grow our own food. We're happy, we're healthy, we're taken care of. And so just kind of rewiring our brains to not measure ourselves as to how much we make and what we can buy next and what we can get next. It's more of like a balance of being happy and being comfortable in having less and
the time in which we accomplish things. Like we used to just have very short amount of time off, and so you had to get XYZ project done in a very short amount of time. And changing that idea to allowing it to be a full year project or 2 years or 5 years, it's okay. Takes a lot of mental training to know that that's okay and that you're not being lazy and slow. It just, things take time. Versus just going out and rushing and just buying everything all at once and hiring somebody to come out and do it yourself. So
yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's been a major learning curve for sure.
Yep.
And there's a million projects. Talon and I both tease each other over how ADHD our brains work. And
yeah, and with the kids, like it's turned out wherever I'm standing on the property, there is a project that I could be doing. So if I'm standing in a certain spot and the kids aren't, fighting with each other in that moment, I do have something to do. So there is a project happening all at once in every nook and cranny.
Literally every nook and cranny.
Of 6 acres. So
there's something to do everywhere.
Everywhere.
Inside, oh my God, there's so much to do. Outside,
so much to do.
It's hilarious.
So yeah. If you were to come over right now, you'd be like, they crazy.
Yeah.
Which we are a little bit, right?
Oh, everybody's a little crazy in a way. And yeah, everything's just like a mess. Nothing's finished, nothing's done. And that's also something that we're working on, being like, you know what? That's okay. It doesn't make us a bad human. It doesn't make us a bad parent. We have so many projects going and, it's about being happy and trying to like breathe through those moments of like, it's challenging to get much done with our kids at the age that they are. Anyone out there who's, you know, doing anything around anything, basically trying to do any sort of project at home knows it can be a little bit tricky.
Right. Even just trying to do the dishes.
I know, doing the dishes. What a
even
task.
When they're quote helping.
Yeah. So everything's just slow, and like being okay with it being slow is challenging. Some days it's great. You can get so much done. And then other days you're like, develop an eye twitch by like 8 a.m. So yeah, there's just lots of projects that we're doing. So right now, Tal, again, is working on the fence. We just got something exciting.
Yeah.
The kids are currently occupied doing. That's why we're actually having 5 minutes to sit down and record this. They are...
baby chickens.
Yeah, we got 3 baby chickies just from literally right across the river. They could have like floated them down to us in a cardboard box, but you know, we didn't. But they're really cute.
So they're going to be our egg layers.
Yeah, and you'll be proud of us. For those of you who know us, we have always had like 20 chickens minimum. We got 3. Yeah. So we're just going to kind of keep them. It's right on your lip. There's so many bugs here. We're just going to keep them like in a large dog crate because I think we're going to have more aerial pressure from birds and things. We've heard a lot of people, like once you have a raven problem, it never goes away because they're so smart. So we're going to keep them in like a big dog crate without the bottom. And then because Tal's home or I'm home, like someone's home all the time, or both of us are home at the same time, and we'll just move it around the yard throughout the day.
In the gardens.
In the garden, like through the paths. We made the paths really wide so that we could move a wheelbarrow, but also now we can move that crate through there. So that's kind of the goal. We are raising some meat birds again this year. We are going with a farm called True North out of, are they like Salmon Arm or something like that? And we're raising...
BC. So
yeah.
local to our province.
Yeah. And we're raising 50 of them because they're a different variety than we've ever raised before. They are like True North farms particular, like this is their breed, and they've made them themselves, like bred them themselves to be kind of not as Frankenstein-y of birds as the, what do we normally raise?
The Cornish cross.
Egg layer. They are made just for meat, but they grow slower, and yeah, so they're not a dual purpose. So yeah, so we're doing those. They're called Mistral Gris, and they're like, I guess you can harvest them in 8 weeks. They'll be a little bit smaller. They said averaging around 4 to 5 pounds at that point, and most people wait until about 12 weeks. But they don't need as much, so I'm fingers crossed. It's a good variety of chicken. The garden's growing. It's a little slow, but also kind of not. We had a late start on it. I think I had everything in by the end of June, so that was my bad. It was just busy doing everything. So we have the garden going. We had our first cherry tomatoes today, and they were tasty. They were picked too early because our children, but they were good. So I'm excited to see what's growing. Our peppers are coming on. We have a ton of cucumbers, so I'm going to be pickling. Yeah, and we just started wanting to kind of update you guys on how things are going.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're going to ever do more frequent videos because, again, it's just kind of... We'll go with quarterly updates. As of right now, that will be the goal.
Yeah.
Quarterly updates.
Yeah, but it's just such a wonderful experience to be here in this valley and the connections that we're making with like-minded people. And it is incredibly gorgeous, and it's weird to take the time to experience it and not be no longer just in a building that I used to work in without any windows in my classroom to the outside world. So it's just been wonderful to slow down and experience seasons and the day-to-day of what nature can bring, and seeing the growth of our little space here from a blank slate to a home. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it is great. And I think that you've literally gone swimming every day except for yesterday.
Yes.
Like, since the sun has been out, these guys and the kids, they go swimming, they got a little kayak, and it's just been awesome. And yeah.
Yeah.
The river is literally, we just walk down there when the mosquitoes are really bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're so bad.
Mosquitoes are bad.
And like the road down to the river is probably like 1/8 of a mile. Like, it's right there. Like, yeah. But it's mosquito alley, so you will literally be carried away. So Talon drives the bus with the kids, and they bounce down there. And so the bus gets to stretch her legs. They bounce down to the river and go
unload
for the
the
day.
kayak,
Yeah.
and paddle around, and it's just perfect. It really is.
And there's lots of people that come and like float down the river. It's really pretty.
Yep.
It's cool. It's great. So we meet lots of people,
And then our regular crew that meet us down there and say hi every day.
Yeah.
Go swimming after work, and
yeah, it's just nice to make community connections that are like consistent. And yeah, like Tal said, there's a lot of like-minded people. Like I think you're different here if you don't have a garden, and if you don't grow food, and if you don't raise chickens and birds. And
it's just what you do here.
yeah, and it's
just
really
great.
cool. And we've been trading chicken, like our freezer's almost empty because we've been trading chicken for all sorts of things.
Yeah,
like
veggies that we don't have, other types of farm-grown meats.
be around people that understand what you're trying to do and
Right.
aren't like,
We're not the weird outliers.
what are you guys doing? That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you miss teaching music a lot and his students.
I miss all the kids and all of that craziness that goes with that, but there'll be opportunities here to do that, just on a more of a scale that I can choose my hours and commitments, and just keep focusing on our kids and their lives.
Yeah, so that's the goal. But yeah, we just wanted to update you guys on what everything is happening here, and it's everything. It's a lot. It's a lot of
Everything all
everything.
at once. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, so we'll keep you up to date, and we'll take you around the farm and show you what's farm. I say that loosely, but it will be one day. We'll take you around the garden and show you the new chicks and things like that. So, and we'll watch Talon break his back posting posts. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, love you
Colin.
guys.
Did you get it? Oh yeah, he's in your hair. Oh, they're all around us. Bzzz.
Home.
Yeah.
As long as they don't sit on their nest.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a bee, is it? It's like a different type of creature.
Okay. So around.
We're getting swarmed in.
I think we'll just have to ignore him.
No, he's gonna land on your beard.
That's okay.
Like be crawling on your face. If he lands on me, I'm gonna freak out. Freak out.